I've already had this apart to check that I was ordering the right thermocouples. And the first thing we're going to do is just remove these pot stands. They just lift off, and then we're going to simply lift each one of these off. And these knobs, they just pull off. The next step is to remove these cover plates, and if you have a look carefully at the screw heads, you will need a Torx T20 or star bit, and I just use that in my cordless drill. You can use a cordless screwdriver or just a screwdriver that takes different size bits. You can get these security bit sets off of the internet quite easily. Very, very useful. And then your plate just lifts off, revealing your burner. Okay, I'll do that another 3 times. So that's all 4 plates removed, and you can see the thermocouples. The problem is you can't see where they connect into the knobs. What I found was there is actually a kind of rubber seal along there, and if you can use, like in this case I'm using a palette knife, if you use something like a screwdriver you might crack the glass. So basically I'm just breaking the seal like this with a palette knife. Now I can lift the whole glass off to reveal the inside, and now we can see how these thermocouples are attached. Basically they may be a bit tight, but you need to just pull these off. And the 2 copper wires, and they have retaining clips which slide like so, and the whole thing can just be removed like that. Now, although some of the burners are closer to the knobs, they don't use different sizes, different lengths of thermocouple. They're just all, in this case, 50 centimeters. That's 500 millimeters. And all 4 are identical. So just repeat that. So I've fed this nice shiny thermocouple in position, ready to connect at the 2 places, and I need to slide this pin, this clip in. Not sure if I can do this one-handed, but basically you're sliding that in there, and then that will connect into place. Follow the route of the pipe to the correct control knob and push that all the way in. Now, something I did find is that the shoulder or collar of these is not exactly the same. The replacement is quite a bit different, but as long as it has that kind of collar there and a groove for the clip to go in, it seems to be fitting a little bit looser than the original, but it's still holding it into place. I actually found it easier to connect this end and then shape the copper wires to help me locate this in the correct place. And I also had to stretch the spring clip a bit to make it more secure. Just open that gap up a little bit before connecting it. That's all 4 thermocouples reconnected. The glass is back on, just making sure that these are central to the holes and the glass is not twisted like so. Replacing each of the 4 plates, matching up the notch and the hole there, and making sure that these holes are aligned for the screws to go back in. And I just start the screws off by hand to make sure that I don't get any cross threads. And when you're using a cordless screwdriver or drill, make sure that your clutch is set to probably 1 or 2, the lowest setting. That way you won't break anything or over tighten them. Now replace these burner units in the way they came off. And these have a square side to the hole inside. They match up with the square there, and obviously that mark for off should be pointing to the off position in each case. And replace the pot stand ready for use, and switch the electricity back on, switch the gas on if you did turn that off, and we're ready to try. I'll try the biggest one first. I'm not sure how many clicks that was, but it wasn't very many compared to the last time. Back right. Lovely. They're staying lit, which they weren't before. I'm pleased with that.